Alright, crew, we only got one car to make this commercial with, so no mess-ups, alright? Alright, Bastille debris commercial. Take one. Action. Good, good. No, not good. Just keep rolling. Okay, just get on the highway. Yeah, okay, just cut to the logo. We are all definitely getting fired. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Automation. Today we are going to be making, I'm not even exactly sure yet. Honestly, at this point, you guys probably have a better idea of what I'm making than I do, because at least you guys have seen the intro and the thumbnail. I just know that it's going to be as French as possible, and it's going to be on this body style, and it's going to have all of the wonderful traits of a Bastille. So for those of you wondering what Bastille is, that is the French brand in the Autopolitan. Technically, they made the Mayan and all those little official cars from last season. Although the whole situation with the Mayan, it's a bit more complicated. It had an American flag in the actual events, and that's because it was made via subsidiary. But we'll address that another time. Alright, so we're gonna go double wishbone and a trailing today. As for the engine, whew, V6 maybe? And also, this car is gonna be called the Bastille Debris, because that just invokes luxury in my mind. You know, I think debris, I think classy. So we're gonna go for a 90-degree V6. I think we're gonna do cast iron. You know, I think a 3-liter is probably gonna be okay. Not for front wheel drive, but we're not doing front wheel drive. We're gonna do rear wheel drive. I don't even know why 4x4 is an option on this car. So basically, it's gonna be premium, but like really crappy premium. If you're following me here, like it's not solid gold, it's gold plated. All right, so we're gonna do overhead cams and cast iron head material. Okay, so we're gonna go forged steel, lightweight forged, and forged, because I am hoping to get some decent RPM out of this thing. So I think this is gonna be kind of a luxury sedan, but it's also gonna be like a sports sedan at the same time. So I'm really not entirely sure how these things are gonna mesh together. So we're just gonna have to find out. Should I turbo this? I think maybe I should turbo this. I probably shouldn't turbo this. I'm not gonna turbo this. I may still turbo this. Okay, so this stuff all looks good. We'll go with regular fuel. All right, so that is our engine. Well, mostly. I still have some left to do. All right, we're gonna do a tubular today, dual. I think we'll have a two-way cat, no muffler, and then straight throughout the back. Okay, so right now we're about 6,000 RPM, so I think maybe we could bring the cam profile down a hair. Okay, let's open up the RPM limit, actually see where we're at. All right, so we're peaking at about 130. I think we can do better than that. If I just knock this all the way up to sport, I mean, we're revving pretty high, but it can handle it. As long as it can handle it, I'm okay with it. Fuel efficiency is garbage. This is me just not caring anymore, since I now have done a couple builds that actually do kind of care about fuel efficiency. All right, exhaust. I forgot about the exhaust. Okay, not much is happening here. Like, very little. Maybe if I open it up and then go back and retune some of these things. I should have done that in the first place. Can we get more of the exhaust now? Oh yeah, we can. 195. Okay, well now I want to hit 200. And we can easily do that with the cam profile. I just didn't really want to go too crazy with that. Let's see, if I just retune this stuff a bit, I think we'll get a little better result. Okay, we're rapidly approaching a race cam profile. But I'd say that this is okay. Okay, 200. Yeah. Let's hear it. That's got an idle. What does this sound like with just no mufflers at all? Like, just out of curiosity. Sounds horrifying. I'm a bit curious, if we put the straight through on the first muffler, how does that change the sound? It's a little bit of a different engine note. I kind of like it better, but unfortunately, we take a bit of a hit if we do that, so we're not going to. This is gonna somehow adopt the front fascia of the Mayan. Frankly, a little nervous about how this is gonna look. Oh, wow. Okay, yeah, we want that out. We want all of these extremely bold looking edges. How long? Oh my, it can get so long. What are our options here? Oh, that is That is a very long car. I mean, you could shorten the front a little bit and just give it way too much overhang on the rear. Oh my. That killed me a little bit. Those are some doors right there. Jeez, that's gotta be like the worst door I think I've ever seen. I don't know how much worse it can get, and I think I'm gonna leave it just because of how terrible it is. We don't have any yellow in this season yet, so I'm thinking maybe we'll go yellow. Just like the Mayan. Oh, that's a different color? Oh yes, look at that. All those things can change. This is horrible. This is gonna look horrible in the game. It's not gonna come out like this. It's gonna come out looking like just yellow paint. Brake caliper can be that horrible green looking thing, yeah. Alright, first off, I gotta remember even how to do anything nearly as bad as what the Mayan has. This, oh man. This is going to have a look, that is for sure. So these beauties just gotta slot right in here. This is looking a little modern for the era that this car is supposed to be from. Alright, the other thing is that these are the headlights that were on the Mayan, and they just look way too 2000s for this. Okay, so this will be like the predecessor of the fascia that we saw on the Mayan. Oh no, this isn't looking good. Oh, no. Okay, this is gonna have to go. I'm gonna have to do it a little differently. But this is the platform of what we have now. Let's just start taking it from the top. Why does this light have to be right there? I can't see anything on the front of this car because it's just so bright. Okay, we're going to the 1980s design room. I don't think the lighting was quite as good there, and hopefully I can actually see the front of the car. Yeah, that's a bit better. Honestly, the amount of chrome on this car could potentially pose an issue. Like, any sort of oncoming traffic situation, you're just gonna blind them. Alright, you know what? I'm gonna try and just get super experimental with this. Oh no, that somehow just looks really unsettling. That's a no from me. Yeah, I don't know about this one either. I feel like it has some potential, but at the same time, most of the potential is bad. Oh, yes, this one's gonna work. I'd first like to apologize to anyone that has eyes. You know what, I'm taking a break from the front. Let's do the back. This is like the episode where I just totally forgot how to make any sort of thing look good. It's been just progressively getting worse and worse over the past few episodes, and now it's just finally peaked. This is just so horribly wrong. It looks like it shouldn't exist. It does. Oh man, okay, let's go back to the front. I don't think I've ever made a front of a car that actually wraps around to the side of it. Like, nothing like this, at least. I don't like anything I've come up with today. It's all awful. Alright, maybe there's a different headlight unit. Something potentially a little less horrible. Yeah, that's not really what I had in mind. This is getting so overly convoluted and just ridiculously overdone. What can we do now? Okay, that's not in the top 10 best things I've made. I don't even know if I'd venture to say top 20, but it is kind of coherent now. Vaguely coherent. Time to try and make the back end look marginally acceptable. Honestly, I've just kind of stopped talking a bit, just because I don't know what to say. You know, I just want to make this whole car just look a little bit more intentional. Because, like, it's gonna look bad. I at least want it to look like it was intended to look the way it does, and not just ended up that way for whatever reason. Like that just there, just with that little piece of trim, just makes it look so much more intentional. Let's put that badge on the back here, just big and proud. I feel like I just need some more like little random details here and there. Like, how would a spoiler look? And the answer is, like everything else on this car, it looks horrible. But it's gonna stay. Okay, mirrors, gas cap, door handle, other various things. Why do I just kind of want to give it a center one back here? I'm at a loss trying to decide who would ever actually buy this car. I have no idea. Now, there's a certain door handle so far that's already caught my eye, and I wanted to see if there's something better. But, nah, this is definitely peak. Look at that. That's wonderful. Okay, I might get rid of all of this yellow, because it's not going to export properly. Okay, there's that. Door handles and gas cap are taken care of. It needs mirrors. Good lord, does this car have a number of issues? And I'm also thinking at this point, because we're so beyond committed to the vents and the grills at this point, that let's just put some more on. So I do definitely think that it could look worse. Well, that's definitely unique. Alright, I think I'm gonna move on before I ruin cars for anybody else. Oh, windshield wipers. Rear-wheel drive. Manual. We'll go with a 5-speed. 155 mile an hour top speed. Open diffs. We'll go with sports compounds, alloys. Let's try and get away with all drums. No under tray. Yes, a full back seat, a luxury interior with a premium 8-track, hydraulic power steering, advanced 70 safety. We're gonna go with hydro pneumatic springs, and it somehow qualifies as a muscle car. I mean, I guess I can see that. I don't like it. You know what? Actually, we forgot to change the rims. Or I guess I forgot to change the rims, but I'm bringing you guys along with me. You know, I don't love that. I really don't love that, but I think I might just leave it. Gearing, 0 to 60, 9.9. We have 10% wheel spin at the moment, so I definitely think we can narrow some of this spacing. Front and rear brakes are small. Let's max these out and see what happens. Both brake forces are still low. Okay, so let's throw up the pad. Okay, if you can't get the rear brake force higher, and you really want to have a drum for some reason, just shift the bias. Nothing wrong has ever come from that. Brakes 25% in the rear, and it's still low compared to grip. Okay. Guess we're having a thing. Alright, so we have this beautiful vehicle here. 200.7 horsepower, weighs just about 3,400 pounds. Boy. Alright, does anybody want to buy it? That's a good question. Some people do. Some people don't have eyes, and are also in the market for a car. We should probably not sell to those people, but seeing as those are the only people who will actually buy this thing, I think that we're gonna go ahead and sell this car to the blind. The back is actually not terrible. Like, once they actually kind of figured out a design direction for it, I really don't hate the back. The front, on the other hand, is a totally different story. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and export this car, and I will see you guys over in Beam. So it's a different day now, for me at least. For you, it's been like probably 3 or 4 seconds. But I was kind of hoping that it would look better in Beam, and especially having taken a day away, just coming back to it, I was hoping it would look a little better, and honestly, I think it does. And I think that's largely due in part to the fact that these colors on the pillar back here didn't come across nearly as strongly as they originally were. I think that's part of it. I mean, there's also still just the front, which, you know, seemed irredeemable, but it doesn't actually look terrible. It's kind of the same deal as the Mayan, I think. I thought it was going to be horrendous, and then it actually kind of turned out okay. And the more I look at it, the back's actually really grown on me. I actually really like how the back turned out. It's a very interesting car, but you're not here to hear me talk about how it looks. You've seen it and made your own conclusions. Let's launch it off this barge onto that dock. Alright, let's see if it has enough power to make this jump. I'm not optimistic. Alright, let's go. Actually, you know what? Maybe. No. No. Just no. Alright, you know, I am kind of regretting not making this black down here. In hindsight, that should have been an obvious move. But I totally didn't do that, so let's just get it out in the road and test how it drives, shall we? J-turn. Oh yeah. Alright, so let's see how it handles just around these wafting corners and light bends. Handbrake. Okay, that was maybe not the move. We lost something back there. I don't know what it was. It didn't look critical, so I'm not gonna fix it, but we did lose something. Alright, drift again. Okay, that was a little better. It really doesn't want that rear end to come around to do anything like even marginally drifty. Yeah, like you really gotta lay on the handbrake. Like you can't just rely on the rear end coming around. It doesn't want to. Which, you know, is actually kind of a good thing. I think this car might actually, dare I say it, handle well. The issue is that the back end doesn't want to come around unless you give it some handbrake, and then you can force it around, but then it wants to come all the way around. Alright, yeah, No. Let's see how it looks in a different color. Red maybe. Oh, it actually looks pretty good in red. Wow. Alright, so I brought it out to I think this is a demolition derby figure 8, but I'm wondering how it handles on the dirt, like if I can really get some good slides out here. Okay, maybe with some less jumps would have been good. Up the hill you go. Back down the hill you go. We're just losing parts. It's just shedding all of its chrome. Oh, no, I can't even keep control of it on here. Oh, this could end badly. Oh, it didn't end too badly. Okay, we lost more chrome. And up the hill you go. And back down. It's just shedding all of the parts. Any more pain machines over here I can put it through? Aw, this is just a little destruction derby field. What's over here? Oh gosh. More destruction derby field. What's over here? Okay. That was enough fun. Time for a lap. Okay, this thing looks pretty good in black too. Oh, that gold is really accentuated in the black. Honestly, I'm very surprised. I actually really like this car. And looking at it now, it doesn't look that bad. At least I don't think it does. Okay, so I think this car has a very good chance of possibly outdoing the Palma. It could fill that gap between the Palma and the AJ Turbo. It would be interesting to see if it can beat the AJ Turbo. So that's got a 132. The Palma, I forgot to say, has a 140. So I think it'll probably hit the 130s. It would be interesting to see if it could break the 130s, though. I doubt it'll happen, but it would be interesting. It's kind of ironic that this thing is probably the best rounded car, but I mean, besides the Bolco, and the Palma's pretty good, but this thing's got a lot more performance. It also has a lot more weight, though. But enough rambling. Let's see how it does. In 3, 2, 1, go. All right. Not the quickest off the line, but it does start to get some speed toward the end of the straight, so it's got that going for it. All right, now it's decided to slide, but it did it perfectly. Holy frame skips. I don't know how that didn't end in a horrible crash. All right, this is going very well. Oh, a little bit of something there, but recovered nicely, kept it going. This car really responds well to correction. It's probably the first one to actually do that. How could I not get the back end out on that other road? It's doing it so much now. Okay, that was a bit bad braking there. Forget, this thing doesn't have ABS. I'm so used to driving ones with ABS, I forget. You gotta pump this a little bit if I'm gonna do any steering with the brakes. This feels really good though. This feels like it's gonna be a strong time. Alright, get some brakes on there. Get some turning in. Not the best throttle control, but it managed. And stop. Well, unfortunately, it didn't quite meet my expectations. That being said, I think my expectations might have been a bit too high. Because yes, it does have a lot more performance than the Palma, but it does have a lot more weight. And I think that really showed itself in its time. So, how did the Bastille Debris do around our track? Well, the Bastille Debris came in with 1 minute 42.3. That's gonna wedge it just between the Palma and the club signature, pushing the Common Turismo pretty far down to the bottom of the pack. So yeah, the Bastille Debris finished. I would still consider that a strong time, a strong finish for it. That was so graceful. But yeah, let me know what you guys think of this car. As always, it will be available in the repository shortly after the video goes up. So I encourage you guys to go and check that out and get your own feel for this car. Compared to a lot of the cars, actually, this one, there's something different about it. It might be something to do with the wheelbase, just where the weight is on the car. I'm not sure what it is. It feels very different. It's also not a car I'd probably really want to ride in the back seat of. I assume that the seats aren't going to be awkwardly crammed into the door space there, but it just doesn't seem like a comfortable back seat, just going off of what I can see on the outside. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and I will see you guys in the next one.